I think task is not so simple after some very engrossing conversation so far. But I think what we're going to do is a slight twist just to check your understanding of MSMEs in our state, in West Bengal. Okay, I already gave that picture. Okay. Now that he has shown this picture, can I just see a show of hands? What exactly is this? Can anybody tell from the audience? Anybody? Pardon? No. Pradipda? Anybody else want to try? Excellent. That's one of the models from Ankurhati jewelry cluster where 3D tech is being used for designing and taking the inputs from consumers, what they really want, and this latest tech is being used for overall polishing and final development of the product. This is the kind of status that we are in. I'll show maybe 2 or 3 more pictures to talk about, just set the context for MSMEs, what exactly is going on, and after that, the panelists will take over. I mean, very interesting conversation for next 20 minutes maybe. Okay, this one is pretty simple. Anybody wants to tell what this art form is? Shout out. Dokra. Excellent. How many of you know that these designs are very unique and cannot be replicated? I mean, each one is different from the other, and it dates back to 4,000 years. Yes, you heard me right, 4,000 years. In terms of even Indus Valley, those times, the kind of tech which is there. And these are very important art forms that our state has. And many of you would have got presents or giving presents in these lines. Another one. This is pretty simple. What is this? What are these dress materials or kimonos? You would associate with Japan, of course. But do you guys know that there are many clusters in West Bengal, and especially in places like Fulia, Shantipur, where Japanese people have actually come and set. There are a lot of production happening from these clusters, and design is completely guided by people from there, and the production happens and it is shipped out to the country. This is happening from our state. Okay, maybe quickly another one. This is pretty simple. I mean, which place do you associate with these pictures? What is this picture, the top right-hand corner? This is Park Street. And the next one, the niche left-hand side, what is that? Chinese New Year. Okay. This is mostly from a cluster from Chandan Nagar. And you would be glad to know, even in Delhi, Rajpath, and there are very important gatherings, these guys go and do the latest designs, they get the latest designs. And we had the opportunity to, from our community where we had the opportunity to visit few clusters. And we were talking to some of those artisans, and you'd be amazed to know, Shantanuda, how much time generally is required for your, jhalai korte koto shomoy nitam amra engineering poড়ার সময়, roughly. And these guys do in 1/10 of the time that a typical engineering grad would do. This is exactly the state of the finesse which these guys have. Maybe another one. This is pretty simple also. What is this? What is the material? Can you guess? Quickly guess. The right hand side, the Durga idol. Shola. This is completely biodegradable, and we, in our various NASCOM occasions, actually present some of these artifacts to the guests. And this is an art form, and this is done from various clusters in our state also. And just don't take me wrong, I'm taking examples of West Bengal. This doesn't mean that these kind of activities are happening all across India, and the potential I'll just show in the last slide, maybe just after. This is Sitar, right? A village from a place called Dhula, Shimla. This cluster has 30 households. These guys are preparing these sitars, and you would be amazed to know the production. Each production takes almost a month, And the price which it sells in the local market vis-a-vis in Mumbai, vis-a-vis in New York, the jumps are tenfold, hundredfold. This is the kind of jumps which are there. So it is very important. I see dignitaries from Webel and IT department, erstwhile my dadas from the department are here. So there was an initiative to basically make sure how those artisans actually can earn some more. And how tech and AI and other stuff, that so many stuff we've been hearing from late afternoon. How can this help these artisans? How can it help the overall ecosystem so that the revenue becomes more, right? That's the purpose, I think, of our main theme is to increase the competitiveness. How can you do that? So I think that's where it stopped. Maybe the last photograph, this is, of course, Ganesha idol you can see in this truck. You would not know, but there is a cluster near Dottabad where these idols are prepared in our state, and before 20 days of Durga Puja, they go by truckloads to Maharashtra. And this is one of the pictures. So now I come to the last slide in terms of the quick teaser part. This is the kind of potential, and if you can read out those figures, and you would understand why I'm making this, I showed this particular stuff to you, just to show the potential of what is possible. I didn't take an example of leather products, which is one of the number one, because I left it for Arjun to do, because he represents the Leather Association and he's doing some amazing works. So that's why I didn't pick the leather example, but you would take it directly. Now, okay, this is done. So now quickly coming to my panelists. I have representation from demand side and supply side. Okay, from demand side, Arjun, as I told, is representing the Leather Association, and he works day in and day out with local artisans and some of the very important tanneries, and he would talk about some of the big brands that the community is working with. He does a very important fair, just last month we have done some amazing work with the local community and trying to uphold them up. Coming to Basanta and Navchetan, they represent the companies that you see, Workmates, Code to Cloud and Tally, and they are providing solutions. They work very closely with these MSME clusters, some of these clusters which you saw. This is just examples, but they work a lot with the MSME community. And okay, one round of applause for Basanta. Basanta just had the SME IPO yesterday. A round of applause for Workmates, Code to Cloud. And despite the busy schedule, he actually joined us today. So, and congratulations, it's oversubscribed to the level that I am not supposed to mention. You can mention that. Okay. Now I straight away go to you, Arjun. I would start with you. We have seen what competitiveness can actually bring to the table. And I'll borrow a word from Kamaleshwar, who just mentioned that the more you think local, more you go global. There is a deep implication to what he just mentioned, how much intelligence you have of the local ecosystem and what can take you to those levels. So I would want to understand from you, first of all, what are the need gaps of the sector, and especially leather. Of course, you can touch some of the other clusters, of course. And how do you see tech per se, no jargons maybe, but of course you can use some of the terms, but how can these actually enable these guys to reach the customers better, to do their accounting better, or what are the expectations from government? What are the expectations from the different of the stakeholders? So Arjun, over to you.
Thank you very much, Nirupam, and thank you NASSCOM for this opportunity. And thank you as well to my panelist friends who are here with me today to bear with me while I speak. I represent the Indian Leather Products Association, and just to give you a brief about who we are a group of about 500 plus leather goods exporters who manufacture and export leather goods world over. Our primary objective is to export leather goods for various brands like Radley, Piquadro, The Bridge, primarily in Europe, United States, and United Kingdom, some in Southeast Asia and the Middle East as well. Now, coming to your question, there's a lot of possibility, a huge gap, and a lot of road to make up. I would just, there's so much to speak, but I'll try to keep it brief. I would start with the first and foremost area would be where tech can come in and support the business would be in its day-to-day functionaries. We are basically quite an unorganized sector where most of the operation still happens by hand. You're talking about embroidery, you're talking about stitching, you're talking about various other operations. It's all by hand. But all of this needs to be properly documented, properly watched, properly controlled, what kind of information can be gathered from the processes, and then how we could then use these informations to try and get a much better productivity for our companies that form ILPA. So one area would be the day-to-day operations. CRM comes into that, supply chain comes into that. All these areas can be supported largely through AI. Today, it's pretty much manual. Even today, we have data that is not up to the standard. We do not have information that is up to the standard. We have to gather data from various areas in terms of customers. So all that data, all that gathering of data takes an enormous amount of time and energy, which through AI tools certainly can be gapped. So first and foremost would be the day-to-day running of the organizations. The second bit would be what you just mentioned. We just had the fair in the end of October in Bishwa Bangla, wherein we had, for the first time under AILPA, we had close to about 115 exhibitors from Bengal, as well as people who had come in from other parts of the country to exhibit. And we had 45 foreign dignitaries who had come in to buy. Some of them were well-known brands like, you had people like Piquadro, you had people like Radley who had come in to look for possible supplier bases here in India. So when I'm talking about the customer side, we do not have that information. Even the customers do not have much information about Bengal per se, the abilities of Bengal here. So how we could then put in tech to try and reach out to them, try and find out ways and means to reach out and create that connect with the clients. And the third area where we feel that AI can largely be used is the area where we're talking about uplifting our speed, our productivity in terms of our competitors. Our competitors in terms of Vietnam, China, Cambodia, who are today competing with us, they have already put into their regular processes AI through which they are being able to speed up their operations. Their productivities are much better than that of ours. They do manufacture for similar kind of brands like we are, but somewhere down the line, we need to be able to speed up to to come to a situation where we are able to improve on our productivities, improve on our supply, in our customer receptiveness to get back to them.
Right.
So these are the three primary areas where AI can really come in and bridge the gap and support in terms of improving the deliverables from our industry.
Excellent. So I will quickly take it from you 2 points. One is you mentioned that more need of awareness, that is one. And for those processes, of course, as you mentioned, AI and other tools can increase that quick need to take the next step, the process efficiency betterment, those things. But overall, for the sector per se, as you are hearing, it is more and more important to understand what is happening in these clusters and need of awareness and hand-holding. This is
I think there's a lot of, if the government and the associations can come together, if something can be in terms of funded by the government. You see, ESG is a huge requirement today for people like ourselves who are exporting to various well-known brands. And if the government and the associations can come together, create certain platforms, create certain applications through which could be in local languages also, because which should be simpler for the local people to use here. Then what happens from small companies, medium size, large size, all these people can utilize these platforms to keep up to the current requirements. Because
Absolutely.
all big brands are today looking at this.
Absolutely. Navchitan, I'll come to you now. Tally has long been the digital backbone of millions of MSMEs, and you are working very closely with a lot of those. All these businesses actually have typically moved from bookkeeping kind of practices to connected AI-enabled processes now, and your platform is doing that. What are some of the critical shifts that you see at present? And also, you are also looking at cloud-native platforms. How is the transition? Is the transition okay for them, or are they overwhelmed? And what should they do? I mean, what is your take?
Yeah, good question, Nirupam. First of all, thank you, NASSCOM. Thank you, Nirupam. Thank you, panelists. Great opportunity. I work with, in a way, working at Tally, in a way I work with millions of MSMEs every day. So in a way I kind of understand how do they operate, what do they love. And I think they value simplicity and cost effectiveness more than just using a cutting edge tech, right? And the panel topic mentions smart MSMEs, but the smart definition is not that which you and I know, right? It should be the definition which businessman sitting in Bada Bazar should relate to. And I think for them, it is about reliability, zero error compliance, and getting back those 3 hours every day, which was otherwise spent in unproductive tasks. So I think the first step in becoming smart is first being connected to your ecosystem for compliance, for banking, for loans, and whatnot. We at Tally are focused on this for quite some time and have provided seamless connectivity to systems like GSTN for filing, to NIC for e-way bill and e-invoice generation, to banks, to top banks for banking and payments. Last month we did a Bharat Connect with NPCI. We also connect to lenders for loans, for small business loans. So I think the point is that you have to give them connectivity so that they can sit in their comfort and still be connected to the ecosystem, right? And the way our software solves it, it turns it into an opportunity and a seamless process. I'll take an example. When e-invoicing was launched, I think it was 2021, it was felt like a compliance burden, right? Because they already had to do GST filing. Now this e-invoice had come in. But the way we solved it in our product, it was seamless. And it turned from a burden into a daily connected process, which now everyone does at least 10 to 20 times in a day. And they don't even feel a thing. Today, as of today, about 25 lakhs of e-invoices flow through our system, right? And the good thing is, it is the same design which we did on day one. So that shows the power of design for scale. So I think the takeaway from this is, first step in being smart is being connected to every ecosystem. And I think that will help a great deal to all the MSMEs.
Absolutely, but from your experience, like you from right to the micro MSMEs to the medium level to the top levels, there are different classes who are using your solutions, right? So especially for the micro and the medium, that categories, what sort of handholding you guys provide? What sort of, because these are new things also which is hitting, right? So how do you make them ready? Are there certain steps that you also take?
Yeah, so we have we do enablement sessions. We do a lot of sessions all over the country. In fact, when GST was launched in 2017, there was a lot of, I think, thousands and lakhs of people outside of our offices to help them get onboarded to GST, right? So we are always there, hand-holding them, getting them aware of the new processes, even new tech. So yeah, so Tally has always been like that, you know.
Excellent, excellent. I'll come to Basanta now. Basanta, from your advantage point at Workmates, and what are the top 2-3 cloud and AI adoption gaps that you see presently? And how can the ecosystem players, the tech providers or the government and the industry bodies, as Arjun was also mentioning, collaborate to bridge this? And what role are you playing? And then, how do you see the journey in the next 2-3 years?
Thank you, Nirvamda. Good evening, all. I'll tell 2 lines about our company. So Workmates Core to Cloud is a cloud native or cloud one company based out in Kolkata, and we founded in 2018. Over the 7 years, we are a premier tier partner, and what we do, everything on cloud. Being a AWS partner, we focuses more on migration and modernization. So definitely, when technology got get obsolete, so a new technology come, right? We help the company in their complete digital transformation journey. Then data analytics and machine learning and security. These are the 3 verticals which we are focusing, and we are helping SMEs and enterprise on their transformation journey, right? So you rightly asked adopting AI, right? We know what is the challenge of SMEs. So they are focusing more on their production with aspiration moving local to global, right? And technology is the main driver, right? And you have shown a lot of photos, right? And we understand the challenges in terms of marketing, customer acquisition, production. There are a lot of challenges, and technology playing a key role in all the stages, right, in MSME. So what I think, as for our, what I used to get from my sales team, the major gap is the skill, right, or knowledge, understanding, or how to define the roadmap, right? So skill is a major challenge, and so if they will associate it with organization like Skill India, NASCOM, and there are many bodies where they are giving lot of training, education, adopting new technology, right? So that is definitely going to help them. And being a company, through there is a different program AWS designed for SMEs and MSME, where we do lot of POC, right? So any company, whether it is AI, agentic AI, or moving the platform to cloud, we do POC, right? And Amazon Web Services helps many SMEs to look and feel of the product and services. So at initial days at free of cost, along with the partners, and we are helping them. So there are a lot of accelerators, right, from different industries. So we create many templates or accelerators which help them to adapt and grow faster. So if you talk about case studies and other, there are many cases starting from product designing, packaging, like you said, CRM, customer engagement, invoice automation. There are many case studies are available with us. Yeah.
Thank you, Basanta. I think in the interest of time, we need to stop. That's what we hear. So, but let me thank all 3 of you for your perspectives, and I'm sure the kind of initiatives that you guys are taking, working together, and from the government side, from industry association side, we are all together, and we should take the right steps. So, a big round of applause for our panelists here, please, all of you.